Blog Talk Radio.
This week I love the blondes. Next week I love the brunette. The week after that it's back to the blondes. That's life in LA.
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening.
And hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm Pam, your host. This is Take Two Radio, or Take Two Radio Soaps and Review, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
We're here for it, right, guys?
We're here. We are definitely here. And we're -1.
We're waiting.
Blue, our Candy Girl.
Candy's coming. She had jury duty, so she's on her way home. She'll be here shortly.
Okay, and
all right.
Hopefully we got a couple call-ins today coming.
Awesome. Well, why don't we tell the folks who we are, David?
I was going to just say that. I was going to say today I have David and I have Anthony. And Anthony, I need you to put up a bunk bed or something for me in your spare room because it started snowing like crazy today and the weather is going to be frightful and I'm not delightful of it.
Yep.
We have a beautiful guest room anytime.
Thank you. You're the only one that I know that has a warm place to go to.
Yeah, I know.
All the rest of the co-hosts are in the cold area.
And family take advantage.
I'm telling you. It's going to get worse from today on. I mean, it wasn't freezing cold today. It was 35, I think, somewhere in through there. But then the snow started and the streets were getting yucky. But by next Wednesday, the high is going to be 12 and the low is going to be 7. So, hello. No, I don't want it.
No. That's right. I'm in the thick of it, too. It's supposed to start sometime. It's supposed to start 4 o'clock this afternoon and go and snow straight into Saturday morning.
Yeah, you guys need to get on a road trip. Either David head out and pick up Pam, or Pam head out and pick up David, and just head on down to Florida.
I'm telling you, if I could, I would.
We can do the next show from the Lanai.
Don't tease me like that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. That would be
wonderful. So what is the difference between Honduras and Miami?
You know, honestly, not much. Same weather patterns, basically, same temperature patterns. So not much, and we are actually flying out tomorrow morning. We'll be back on the 31st. Unfortunately, finances this year had to take the cheapest flights we could find. But we're spending a few days on the Pacific Gulf coast of Honduras. His family has a small beach cottage, and we didn't get to do that last year. And this year, you know, my partner's guide dog is retiring, so this will be her last time in Honduras. She'll get to spend a couple of days on the beach. So this is definitely a meaningful trip. You know, the holidays are meaningful every year, but this is a meaningful trip for our family because Posh is retiring.
Yeah.
There she is.
Where is he, David?
What?
Can you hold on a second so I can finish talking? I know I see Candace. Hello, Candace. Welcome, Candace. And Anthony.
Hi.
What happens with the dog when she retires?
So we're going to keep her. You know, some people, you know, some folks can't handle 2 dogs or 3 dogs depending on the situation. But the thing is, you know, there is a small chance that she won't adjust to a new dog and not working, or the new dog won't adjust, to her being in the house. And if that happens, his parents would take her. But as of now, she's staying with us. She's my princess. I told them if she goes, Bodie and I going too.
Well, I hope everything works out. That would be great.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Candace here who is doing her American duty by serving on jury duty. Was it at least interesting? Was it at least interesting?
I got out. They didn't pick me. Not that I'm disappointed or anything, but woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did my time. Because here it was. I don't know about where you guys at, but it was like a mixture of rain and ice today. So they had postponed. They postponed the court till 10. I didn't know that until halfway I got down there, like at 7:45 this morning. And it was like, oh, yeah, we postponed it because they didn't update the website. So for future reference, people, just update your information so people like me can get a little bit more sleep.
Right?
Right.
Oh, wow.
The more you know.
Yes, the more you know. And let's welcome Nathan. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Hey, Nathan.
Except for Anthony, we're all freezing and in snow or ice. So what's your position?
Well, everything is all good on my end. The weather here is very fine. It's getting a little bit more chilly, but, overall, so far, so good.
Well, what state are you in? You're in California, aren't you?
Yes, I'm in California, yes.
I figured. And your cold is what? 70 degrees, 60 degrees?
It depends where you go.
That would be 54 degrees, actually, 54 degrees.
Okay, because we were just talking about it, and I said next Wednesday it's only going to be a high of 12, so that's what you call cold, okay?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, welcome
Miss
everybody.
Pam,
yes, go ahead.
I have what is going to please a lot of people out there. I have an exclusive Take Two Radio Soap's first announcement. Shall I save it to the end, or should we let everybody in on the news now?
Oh,
why don't you go ahead?
Well, I'm curious, so I say do it now.
All right. I don't believe you were with us. The show that we actually announced that Days was going to Peacock, and we had a lengthy discussion. They promised that the shows were going to, basically be, the same version of what we're used to seeing on air, which for the most part is true. But have you noticed that we've been getting longer and longer episodes?
Yes, I have. I've read people say that it seems like they've been longer.
Yeah, they're doing less editing on, scenes that they cut up and chop up for, time and repetitiveness, et cetera, et cetera. One of my biggest pet peeves is too many flashbacks, and we'll get to that with another soap. Yes, Frank, I'm coming for you again. Too many flashbacks, especially if it's something that we just saw yesterday. But, having said that, Peacock announced that the number of new subscribers in September and October equals up to almost 2 years of subscriptions for the service, almost 2 entire years for the service. So There's going to be a big announcement tomorrow, but I was given permission to break it tonight on Take Two Radio Soaps. We're going to get 2 installments. The first one is tentatively titled Summer in Salem, and it's going to revolve around the younger crowd with lots and lots and lots of returning faces. And another one that's going to be called, and it's still being the details of it are still being kind of mapped out, but there's going to be a once a week Romance in Salem installment, which will be about 40 minutes long, and it's going to focus on the romances that are happening on screen at the time, and flesh them out more. Like, when they're out to dinner and we only see a portion of it, or they go into the bedroom and we only see a portion of it. This once a week bonus episode is going to focus on the romance of Salem. So I am really excited. Obviously the Salem Christmas and the two, standalone Beyond Salems were wildly popular, and Summer in Salem.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Anthony dropped.
Oh, Anthony.
Yeah, we dropped. We don't hear him.
You fell on your head, Anthony. Call back. I wonder what he did. That's so. Well, while we're waiting for Anthony, let's welcome Rachel. Hello, Rachel.
Hi there. How's everybody doing?
We're doing well,
good.
thank you. How are you doing? There's Anthony.
Good.
Good.
All right. Sorry about that, folks.
You drop a bomb on us and then you hang up. I mean, what is this? What kind of show are we running here?
I know. So Summer in Salem and Romance in Salem. I am thrilled and excited. Can't wait.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for letting us know, and thank whoever told you about it. It's, that gave you permission, that we thank them.
Absolutely. I always try to bring a little something juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're juicy, all right, Anthony. Before you hung up, or I don't know if you heard when you called back, we have Rachel with us now.
Oh, welcome.
Hi, Anthony.
So I guess we should get started. Let's go ahead and start with the usual, the bold and the beautiful. Anybody catch today's episode?
I did, before
I did.
Okay. Candace, you said you did?
Yes.
Okay. Anthony?
I didn't catch today's, but did you hear about their official name change coming down the pike?
No.
They're going to be dropping Bold and the Beautiful, and it's going to be
the
Taylor Brook Ridge debacle.
I knew it. I knew he was joking. And I knew it had something to do with the three of them. But
I got to call a bridge too far.
Yeah, right? So, spoiler alert for those who didn't see it. Taylor and Brooke both dumped Ridge before he could even tell his decision on who he was choosing.
Yay!
For now.
I know, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say a yay also, but I predict that by New Year's, one of them will be lip locked with Ridge.
Of course, yes. We all know that. But it was wonderful to see. At the end, they high-fived each other. I mean, it was so amazing. I just had to laugh. I was like, it's about time you girls became women and stood up for yourselves and quit being abused by a man for the last 30 years. I mean,
did they tag team on him and tell him all of his richness foibles, let's call them?
Foibles is a very kind word.
Yeah.
Yeah, very kind.
I actually tweeted the other day for Soap Dirt that I thought it would be great if they told him they had decided to cut out the middleman and just be together. And then that's it. And we can have the,
Yeah.
But I'll say both walking away is great.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was.
But I wonder though, like it was a great moment for women, but then when they inevitably backtrack and one of them takes him back, that's not as great for women, but that's all right.
This is true, but, it's a soap opera, so, of course, we got to take everything with a grain of salt. Candace, what was your initial reaction? Were you expecting this? Because I know I was.
I've been preaching to the soap choir and everything about this for about a year now. I've said it on social media that in order for this cycle to end, somebody needs to put an end to it. Mm-hmm. And the fact that both Brooke and Taylor both had that moment of you know, we're over this. Like, we're done. And I have to give shout out to Krista Allen and to Catherine Kelly Lane, because when Brooke said we're done, I needed for Taylor to really say it, because Brooke has, look, let's be real for a minute. I know some people don't like hearing this, but guess what? We're going to talk about it. Brooke has had great loves of her life. Yes, Ridge is a love of her life, but she's had Nick, she's had Bill, she's had a plethora. Taylor has had some, but she hasn't really ventured out on her own. So for Taylor to say we're done, we choose ourselves and our dignity, I was like, this is all I ever wanted. Like, I'm happy that they're both, they realize that Ridge is the problem. Because like yesterday's episode, for those who saw it, Ridge, Taylor addressed the fact that Brooke and Ridge, they have a family. Both of these women have families by this man. But right. It's one thing to kind of finally acknowledge all the stuff, all of this. Like, they could have been friends. They could have, they had so much more. But they let Ridge kind of play with their emotions to the point where it's just, like they said, we're tired. It's exhausting. I felt as though the writers was listening to the fans on social media, because we're all tired of Ridge. And the fact, like Taylor and Brooke was talking about that too, like, Ridge done got an annulment and rushed over and proposed to Taylor and was going to go through with a what? I'm like, y'all, I was like, so
and he followed her to ask, them without even doing Brooke the courtesy.
See, right, I'm telling her, what did she do wrong? And, I like I said, like with Taylor, I was with her up until she was going to keep this secret after they were announced man and wife. And I was like, okay, both of y'all need a timeout and realize what is going on here, because this is not healthy. This is not a healthy situation here. So I was glad that in the last 2 days, they kind of pretty much covered it. And, yeah, when when Brooke and Taylor was high-fiving each other, I'm not going to lie, Bold and Beautiful, somebody needs to start watching Saved by the Bell. Because that freeze frame shot of them high-fiving, if y'all remember Saved by the Bell, y'all remember when they always did a high-five at the end of the episode?
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. And I was like, y'all so cheesy, but this works. And I agree with you. My thing is that for right now, I need for this to last a long time, because even with Ridge and his cocky self coming, y'all see how he strutted in? He was like this, yeah, I'm the man. I got both of these women and stuff. And I think he was really kind of shocked that they didn't do what they normally do, because one is going to be on his arms, walking la-di-da-di-da-di-da. And the other one is crying, but Ridge, I love you, and all that. Instead, they chose themselves over you. And I'm going to say this. I don't know if Thorsten Kaye played it this way, but it was like Ridge was relieved. Like, when I saw Brooke and Taylor leave, it was sort of like he was happy for them to finally break the cycle, but at the same time, it's like relieved because he didn't have to make that painful decision, which is fine.
So I have a question.
Okay.
And, first off, I agree with Candace. This has to last for a while, though I predict one of them will be lip-locking him by New Year's Eve. But I really do believe this needs to last for quite some time. My question is, what will make this go from, okay, this is awesome, to this is epic? Did one or both of them expound on the fact that he has been doing this so long, he has drilled this into their children, and basically all of their children are repeating the cycle as well. If they went off on that tangent too, I will light fireworks up on the lanai.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. That's the next thing, because I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow. I think that's probably what their conversation is going to be. Because here's the thing about Steffi and Hope and Liam. I literally just had this conversation. We can say whatever we want about Steffi, Liam, and Hope, but here's the kicker. they actually have done what their parents should have done years ago. Steffi, Liam, and Hope, say what you want. They're good, co-parents, okay? Liam is not a deadbeat dad, as people have been saying. He actually, but the thing is that Steffi, Hope, and Liam is not Steffi, Hope, and Liam anymore. You know why? Because Hope and Liam are in one part, and Steffi and Finn are another. So it's no triangle. Now, if Finn was not in the picture, then repeat. But they actually are making it work. But I do want to see Steffi and Hope's reaction to, wait, what? Y'all chose each other? Okay. But everybody's main concern is Thomas. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, speaking of Thomas, they haven't been showing him lately, so I wonder what's going on with that. And, Bill, I want to smack Bill because he pours his heart out to Katie, wants her, please. Then the second he hears Brooke is single, he goes over to her, does the same thing, and then Brooke puts him to the curb, and then he goes right back to Katie talking about the same thing, that he wants her back.
Well, I mean,
it's pathetic.
It is pathetic.
It is.
And then he puts his necklace back on, like, okay, and?
Oh, yeah. I don't get it. I really don't.
Oh, go ahead.
Rachel?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, because we couldn't hear you.
Yeah,
now I can hear you. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think anytime Bill Spencer starts accessorizing, it's trouble. I was so disgusted by him with Brett. The same conversations that
you're cutting out.
You're cutting out, Rachel. You're kind of sounding like AM radio. You're like kind of feeding like in the back.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, you're still fading a little bit. Okay. You want to try calling back in?
Yeah, she just did that. So she just hung up again. So we'll try it again.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, she's right. When Bill starts accessorizing, there's trouble coming. So I think so. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't go towards Bill with Finn's mom because I would love to have seen that happen.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
I liked that too. I would have liked that as well. And it definitely was chemistry.
Yes, absolutely. So basically, we're done with Bold now, unless somebody else has something to talk about.
I'm just curious. I know that Jack Wagner popped in, for those special episodes, but I saw something before their son died that he was going back for a couple of months. Did anybody else see that, and has there been any update on that?
I have not seen that.
I know that was rumored. I heard that was just a rumor about that.
Oh, it was just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little excited about it, and I honestly, just for the sake of saying it, I'm surprised in the best way that Christina Wagner kept up the schedule and stayed, especially with the storyline over and over again. Your son. I said to myself, oh, Lord have mercy, this poor woman. She has to say your son like 27 times each episode. Hello? Am I here?
Yeah. Here. You faded out a little bit, too. You faded out just a little bit.
Yeah, towards the end there. Well, I don't know what's going on with phones, but, yeah, maybe it's the weather that's making everybody's phone lines goofy. So, all right. So let's say The Young and the Restless. What do you want to start with? I just think it's crazy, but go ahead.
I mean, if I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this right. When we do our best and worst, I'm going to say for 2022, most improved soap was Young and the Restless, because in the last couple of weeks, it has been must-see TV.
Yes.
You got Jeremy. I mean, you got Jeremy Sharp. Like, first and foremost, James Hyde. Hello. Like, you look great. You look fabulous. Just say it. Like, I mean, I missed your presence on the show. And the fact that you got Eileen Davis, like, you got Trevor St. John as Tucker. I know some people, but it's like this is where he belongs at too. So,
I believe,
you got the Mean Girls Club, as we call them, the Mean Girls Club, and now you got Jeremy Stark that shook the core to Phyllis, like, owning up everything. You got Tucker, wooing and Don and Ashley saying, come join me, all this, picking up back where we left off. You got Diane, who is just, look, she ain't no saint, but she want her money, but she's trying to play victim. Jack, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Bergman. I don't know why I pretended like he was coming on the show, but Peter Bergman wanted me to remind you guys that, yes, this year was not the greatest for Jack Abbott, you know what I'm saying? But when he said, I am Jabot, and reminded Phyllis of her, I'm like, and see, right, I said, here he goes with the Emmy nod. Here we go. Him and Michelle Stafford, ladies and gentlemen, a classic reminder that this is what Young and Restless is. Then you got Daniel back. And then you got him mixed up with Lily. Can't tell me nothing right now, okay? I'm just a fan of Daniel and Lily. Let me get my fangirl moment on. They still have chemistry, but the interesting thing is he is being more of a friend to Lily right now, because Lily does need a soundboard, because Billy is over there with Chelsea. And let me just do this right now. Young and the Restless, the reason I said you're most improved is because you did something I never thought you were going to do. And what I mean is that you addressed head on what happened with Billy and Chelsea back in 2011, 2012 without retconning. Because Josh, I know you're probably listening to the show. That was the main concern of a lot of people who was there when we had saw that storyline of Billy getting raped. And let me say it again for those people in the back. Billy was raped. This was not a love affair. This was nothing like that. A part of Chelsea's storyline, and this is actually a real thing, is to make amends or try to come to terms with you, not somebody else, but you did to that person. Because that's a part of your history. That is a part of the mental state that you're in. I applaud Young and the Restless. I know some people had issues with the dialogue because it made it seem like Billy was trying to, but that also shed light on something we've talked about with Billy. Billy likes to be in control of the situation. If you've been watching Young and the Restless, you probably figured that out. He was so uncomfortable, and like I said, Jason Thompson played this, where he was so uncomfortable of the fact that he didn't have control that one night. Chelsea is like, let me do this. So that happened this week. What else? Oh, yeah, Sally. That's improved character. I give that to her. But, yeah, this whole
rejuvenated,
Adam,
maybe?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say this. Young and Restless used her the right way in the sense that Sally is a vixen. She is, she is supposed to be that character that comes into town and nobody likes her, sort of like a Lauren, sort of like a Phyllis. Heck, I mean, like a Diane, too. The fact that she's between the two brothers, I mean, look, okay. Some of the stuff that Adam has said to Sally, it's the same thing he said to Chelsea and Sharon. That's not even a lie. Yeah. With Nick just wants to get back at Adam, But Young and the Russells, we need to talk about what your plans for Nick Newman is for 2023, because clearly we are having a problem with that. Then you got Tucker and Noah's ex, which I think we all kind of put two and two together. That was going to happen. But it's Young and the Russells is... Oh, and how did I forget Devon and Abby?
Oh, how could you?
Come on, girl.
And Chance and Sharon. Oh, yes, Young and the Russells. I already see you. I see you, boo. I see you. But Devon and Abby, my God. Downtown Dabby. It's stuff we're calling it. Downtown Dabby. I can't say. Like,
yes, we are calling that way.
Yeah. We have been talking about this on and off for the longest time, and it is definitely paying off. It was worth the wait.
They finally figured it out. They figured out the blunder that they made with that whole baby. Because I think we said this on here. The baby storyline, I know everybody was not feeling it. I know people was trying to figure out how to get out of the storyline. But we kind of figured that if they continue with it, it would lead to somebody catching feelings or something like that. For it to be Devon and Abby in that hot freaking love scene, which still is burning TVs and YouTube's all around. I mean, seriously, we get flashbacks all the time. I mean, seriously, Love and Afternoon.
I hope we get more of that for New Year's Eve with them. That'd be great.
Me too.
Here's my thing. Abby is still thinking about it. And here's the thing. Young Russells, shout out to you guys. You bring up Neil, right? Because I'm sure we saw when Abby was telling the baby about Neil. But also, when she picked up Neil, you saw the picture of Catherine, right? And then they talked about Brad. I'm like, see, this is how you honor your history as we hit because we're in the 50th season of Young and the Russells, folks. I said this, between GH and Young and the Russells, they have to put on a show this season. Young and the Russells, to me, right now, and if I have to eat my words in a couple of weeks or months, I'll do it. But for right now, Young and the Russells, you have definitely improved because I'm watching what's going on, especially the Day 4 Alert Summer Fire. Phyllis, I'm like, oh, my God. I love this show. I love it.
All right, I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to make my comments brief because we haven't heard from David and Nathan much. First and foremost, I just have to go back to that moment with oh my God, I almost said Hillary, with Amanda, and they flashed to Neil's photo. And that to me was, okay, we are ramping up we're celebrating our 50th. That was the first real reference that we got. Now, having said that, Nichelle, oh my God, you showed us exactly why you won the Emmy this year. Please don't be gone for too long. I know you got yourself a little stint on Chicago, one of them Chicago's. But please don't be gone for too long, because, girl. But honestly, the categories next year are going to be filled with Young and Restless performances, and they're going to be filled with performances over the last month. You got to know, Chelsea, what is her name in real life?
Melissa Claire Egan.
Melissa Claire Egan, thank you. You got to know she's going to be in there. I really think Michelle is probably going to go in for supporting rather than lead. You got to know there are so many performances that the categories are going to be filled with the Young and the Restless this coming year. The writing
Susan
is stellar.
Walters has to get one.
Oh yeah, Susan. I mean, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, especially, I'm going to say which category right now, I'm calling it supporting actor and actress are going to be the tough categories for the Emmys come next year. Because, like you said, you got Susan. Here's the thing. Sean Dominic as Nate. Homeboy brought it this year. I'm just going to say this. He brought it this year. Brighton James, I've been talking to you through, like, my head and everything. I'm going to only speak for myself. I don't know how everybody else thinks, but baby, it's time for you to go in the lead. I know supporting is very comfortable, but this is your time to go into lead. And see, for Young and the Restless, Peter Bergman also wanted me to tell y'all he was going to be there too. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the year that Young and the Restless gets 3 slots for a lead actor.
Yeah. So let me throw something to Nate and then David. Are they teasing us, or do we really think that Chase and Sharon are gonna end up?
I don't know.
I think it's very possible. It could happen.
It can. I don't know if I wanted to.
I kind of think I wanted
better
to.
for Sharon.
I've
always wanted something better for
Sharon, but Sharon has that penchant to bring the best out in the men that she gets involved with. The unfortunate thing is, once she's gotten the best out of them, they tend to move along. Rachel, tell me if you're not feeling that, you know, when you look at the history. Nick, Adam, Dylan, you know, so only poor Ray got the Sharon strip stick. But she tends to get the guys to that point, and then they leave her for somebody else.
Well, I mentioned the other day in an article that I definitely think she needs to get with Chance at least for a while, so she'll complete her trifecta punch card of every legacy family member, because she's been Mrs. Abbott, she's been Mrs. Newman, multiple Mrs. Newman, and so she needs to be Mrs. Chancellor, I think, and then she'll have all the card all filled out.
All right. Anybody else want to highlight anything from Young and the Restless?
I would like to say that I'm liking the dynamic between Nate and Devon. It's something new. Well, to me, I think both of them have. Should I say both of them have something up their rear ends? They think they're one better than the other, and neither one is better than the other. And they think I just like I like the bantering. I like the dynamic between the guys, and I think the further the rift, the better it might be.
I agree with you. I like the tension. I like the way the beats that they're playing it, because that's real life. You know, okay, it's soapy real life, but you know, they're getting the real life elements in. One thing I do want to just float out there, because we do know that these soaps pay attention to us and they pay attention to social media. You know, there's one thread that's still unpulled at. You know, a lot went down with Tucker and Devon that needs to be explored now that the Tucker character is back. Candace, I know you must have something to say there.
You know what, I'm going to say this. I'm still trying to feel Trevor St. John as – Trevor St. John as Tucker, love him. Because to me, this is his character. This is it, you know. But when he has scenes with Devon, y'all, I'm still trying to adjust to the fact that Tucker is Devon's daddy and not brother. Am I the one? Okay.
No.
So
yeah.
I agree with you. There's some stuff that needs to be addressed. But every time I'm looking at their scenes, I'm like, Trevor is playing his daddy, not his brother, his daddy. And then sometimes I'm like, Tucker's with Sharon. I got to remember, like, there's certain things, and I'm like, okay, Stephen Nichols. Like, that tells you so. But, yeah, with Devon and Tucker, there's some things that need to be addressed. And, by the way, Young and the Restless, hey, how are you doing? I know Debbie Morgan is busy. You know, she has stuff coming up. Can anybody guess what I'm about to say? We don't have to have her for. We don't need to have. Yeah, we don't need to have her full time, but I would love to see Devon's mom. Like, I would love to see. I mean, I thought Thelma Hopkins could have played her. Young and the Restless, we talked about that. We're gonna let that go, I guess, huh? Okay.
Oh, Thelma Hopkins, yeah.
No, because seriously, I mean, it was nice to have the Family Matters reunion. It really was. It was really a joyful moment. It was. But seriously, y'all could have had her play Yolanda, like had her play Devon's mama. But it's okay. We're gonna let it go. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, we do. Yeah. See, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore.
But
yeah. Okay.
I was just going to say, but before we leave YNR, I wanted to say that one thing I really like right now is James Hyde is Jeremy Stark. he's really hot and he's really bad, and I feel like he's the villain that Ashlyn Locke never turned out to be. And I hope they could leave him around because they need a villain that's not somebody from one of the families. And he's just delicious eye candy to me.
I mean, look, we are not going to disagree with you because, and that's the thing, Young and the Restless, you know, okay, with the whole Ashlyn Locke thing, it was a writer's direction. It was a lot of things going on. Obviously, we all know recast and everything, but the character was originally supposed to be long term, then it was short term, all that stuff. Okay, but when I look at the character like Jeremy, right? I'm taking Ashlyn out. I'm thinking about Dina's son. Y'all remember Dina's son? Y'all remember Dina?
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
Yes.
And I'm thinking about her son, the guy, him. That's who I'm looking at as the model. Because to me, I do want Young and the Russells to keep James on and not have him be a throwaway. Because Young and Russells, to be honest with you, you have this problem because you did it when you had oh shoot, what was his freaking name? Oh God, Gordon Thompson.
What?
You threw him away. He could have been really
he was
good.
Chelsea's
He
attorney.
was Chelsea's ex, the one he had the heart attack. Died and all
right.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And so with James Hyde, to me, I'm seeing chemistry with certain people, but at the same time, I can see him being a permanent. If the writing and if you're willing, Young and the Russells, to not just use him and then throw him away, like use him, Tessa's daddy. Y'all know some of y'all was saying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And Young and the Russells. And by the way, Young and the Russells, real quick, thank you for the gift of having Michael Damian come back to Young and the Russells. I appreciate it. Rock on. All right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless anybody has anything else, Young and the Restless, I think we covered it, and we'll take a vote. Do we want to go to Genoa City? Do we want to go to Port Charles or Stadium?
Well, I had a question. I don't know about, want to throw out to all of you. Now, you saw, are they doing like special Christmas episodes?
Well, they're doing special theme, like, you know, they're including Christmas into the episodes for Bold and Young and the Rustlers, yeah.
But are they centered within the current story, or are they off?
Mm-hmm.
No,
they're not standalone.
They're not standalone.
Yeah, there's no standalone Christmas episodes this year.
It's the normal Bold and the Beautiful, like, you know, the family comes together and what their hopes are for the future and all this, and then somebody's gonna get a surprise. We don't know what that surprise thing is. And on Young and the Rustlers, it's Christmas in DC, you know, with Danny Romalotti and Daniel. I'm really too excited about this. Yeah, I'm really too excited because I swear I need a Cricket and Danny scene.
Yes. Well, we've been promised that there is going to be interaction with Cricket.
I saw the photo. I saw the photo shoot. Yeah. I'm really excited about this. I apologize for my geekness.
No apology.
I'm thrilled too because I started watching in the Cricket and Danny days and then left for a while. I actually left when they killed off Brad. And at that point, Days was really hot, and I had gone over the Days I've always jumped back and forth, but as everybody knows, the three ABCs were my lifeblood.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel, why don't you give us a little bit of a recap on Days?
On Days?
On Days.
From today, I haven't seen today's episode. I've been on a road trip all day. But short of that, what we're expecting, so today Ava was supposed to place the bomb at the funeral, which is really morbid. And I'm real excited about that, you know, because Salem can't have Christmas without mayhem. And the last time I was on the show with y'all, I wasn't watching Days. So since then, I've turned into a full Days junkie. And it's like my second favorite after GH right now, I think, just because it's so soapy and it's just insane. Recap aside, I'm sorry, but you know what's really bothering me on Days is that not one person has figured out that Rednecks is Xander's name backwards, and that all these intelligent people are still having this conversation around it. That's my frustration.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amen. That way.
And then the very notion that Greg Rickhart could be a stand-in for, Giant Xander is like, okay, even with his Frankenstein clogs, no.
I will have to agree with you. Days is definitely on fire. It is so soapy, which, for a while it was playing the experimental beat, and then when they saw, I think, the success of the first half of the Satan storyline, they realized, okay, it's the classic soapy juiciness that's going to pull everybody with us to Peacock. And I think, honestly, since they went to Peacock, it has been so damn good.
It has.
How about you, David? What is firing you with Days right now?
Oh my God. Well, something that's probably not very pleasing to a lot is Eric's turn to the other way after he finds out Jada got an abortion, and how his attitude fell and how he went to Sloan. Now, I know not many people might not care for Eric and Sloan, but they may not be going anywhere. But I think the friendship, I like the friendship. I mean, she needs a little, should I say, humanization, because she's just she's been such like a figurehead. This is like carving Sloan out. So,
she definitely came off with like a fembot air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Here's the thing. First off, David and I can jump up and down and say we told you, because we predicted where Sloan was going, and I'm really, I was actually surprised at the fierceness that came out of her in those other conversations with Pauline, because she had that. I don't know, the word fembot too, but there was something else. It was almost like, I wouldn't have been surprised if we found out like a month from now that somebody was, crushing up pills and putting it in her ice cream, so to speak. She had that monotone thing going that was really starting to get annoying. But here's where I'm gonna pick a little bit at Days, even though I'm in love. I'm in love with most of it. I'm a little over Chanel. Excuse me, Chanel, the wishy-washy of Chanel and Allie, both of those two storylines don't really do much for me. But here's where I'm going to pick as far as Sloan is concerned. They have this habit of bringing in powerhouse actresses and writing characters that we think can just go buck wild. They keep falling back to Kristen to be the not so cuckoo, and now they're falling back with Ava to be, and honestly, here's my thing. You spent all this time redeeming Ava. Why are you going to push her back into that slot? She actually grew. She actually had movement. The frenemy thing with Gabby was really starting to become appealing, et cetera, et cetera. Now you have a character like Sloan. Let's take when, oh, Lord, my brain tonight. Natalie from One Life to Live. Melissa Archer. When Melissa Archer came on, they could have turned her into the ultimate vixen. They could have turned her into the ultimate psychopath, and had an amazing storyline with her. Maggie's daughter, the same thing. There are so many characters that they bring on with the potential. They did it with Gwen, and now they had to redeem Gwen. They brought Ava back. They had to redeem Ava. So you need to give us somebody other than Kristen that is just plain somebody to hate. Even if we love to hate them, like certain characters. I always loved to hate Ava. I thought Ava had magnetic personality, magnetism with just about anybody she was in a scene with, when she was bad and when she's good. Maura West, Ava Jerome, perfect, person to hold up in this vein. You redeemed her, but you found a way to keep her Ava. That's what Days doesn't do. And now you have Sloane, and I see it. There's little glimpses. She can tear the screen up if given the opportunity. So I honestly, as much as, I like what you said, David, I have to respectfully disagree. I want her to go buck wild rather than get softened and humanized. Nathan, we haven't heard from you in a while. What's on fire for you for Days? Or what are you like, okay, can they wrap this up already?
Well, I do agree with everything that you have said so far, Anthony, especially about Ava. I do think that soap operas need to not try to humanize a certain character here or there if they are, a bad person, bad character, a vixen, like you mentioned for Ava. I just think that, we should be seeing Ava more as a vixen to where we can see her do more interesting things in Salem. And Days is kind of failed on that department. But as far as everything else goes with Days of Our Lives, I am liking where the direction is going for Eric and Sloane with a little bit of Nicole in the middle. And also, I am looking forward mostly to the big storyline coming up that features Charlena, Stella, Kate, Roman, and that storyline as well. I know that's going to be an amazing storyline for what we saw from the Days of Days promo. But overall, I'm enjoying Days of Our Lives, a very soapy soap opera, and I do think that our soap operas should pay attention and stop holding the soaps back and just let loose.
And now that
here's what I want to know.
You can. Go ahead, and then I'll go.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What I was going to say. So here's what I want to know with Ava's son Charlie, who Mike Manning does such a good job. He's such a sweetie. I interviewed him for Soap Dirt. He's a great guy. As her ghost dead son, and then Ava gets caught up in the blast, and then like next week she's on her deathbed. So if she dies, I want to know if she and Charlie are going to start tormenting Trip, if they're going to be his ghost now. That's what I'm wondering. So just my 2 cents. Go ahead.
I like that, but I also like the idea for her coming back to General Hospital as Kim Nero, but we can get to that a little bit later on. But I do like that idea of Charlie and Ava tormenting Trip. Now I'm going to throw this one. Candace, you're still with us, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to throw this one to you. Is there anything that you're liking about Jake turned Stefano 2.0?
Anthony had to ask me this question, knowing what I'm about to say.
Come on, girl, because I mean, you and I are almost always on the same head. So let me hear what you think.
Is it bad that I'm kind of disappointed?
No, that's exactly how I feel. Go ahead, girl.
Okay. Let me just say this. First and foremost, Brandon, it's like you never like this. This is the funny thing. 24 hours prior, he was Jake, right? And y'all know that I did not really warm up to Jake the way that everybody else did. Because I just felt as though this was like, I don't know what, hey, Dave, hey, look, you tried. Good experiment, but it failed. And then 24 hours later, he's back, and I'm like, oh, yes, okay, yes. And the way it all happened, it was so, soapy. It was only on Days of Our Lives can you get away with this kind of stuff. But I feel as though they dropped the ball because I'm like, okay, you got Chloe. I'm like, Chloe, baby, brains. Okay, I'm just saying, you're too smart for this. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, him and Camilla Bannis, when he's playing stuff on, and they got chemistry. And it's like, seriously, they got high chemistry. And they're cussing now? I caught that, by the way, Dave. I heard how you use the cuss word. I was like, only on Peacock. But I just feel as though the story, like, it's not grabbing me the way it's supposed to. And I guess because, in all honesty, there's a better, I shouldn't say better, there is a better Demira that is taking it away from this story. And I don't know if Daisy can plan it, but I just can't get invested with this. I'm trying. I really am trying, but I'm not feeling it this time around. Something's missing.
I think if they get to the point, they need to get to the wedding and the truth comes out. And then with Stefan and Gabby restored, maybe see if it's functioning better then, you know. But him and Chloe, I agree. I got nothing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, to me, all right, you have it where Gabby is moving on. With, she moved on and everything. Shin is a great guy, and then they made him into kind of a baddie. Okay, good character development to make him a bad person a little bit, but you still love him. Okay. But this is where I think it just got me, like, to this point. It's like, all right, so we got Chloe in this mix, right? But then you got Dr. Rao, the whole mind of race, and then he did that to Gabby. And I'm like, then you got Wendy and Johnny in this too of finding out, they all did this to him. And I'm just like, am I watching Scooby-Doo Murder Mysteries again? Because this is seriously like, I'm like, literally this wedding cannot, like, and you're right. Maybe at the wedding things will change and whatnot. But I just feel as though this is, I'm just like over it. Is it bad too within the storyline? The reason I said about the Demira brother, because I saw major chemistry between EJ and Gabby.
Yeah,
and I know I wasn't supposed to.
EJ can have chemistry with wallpaper.
You never lied.
There's some that
he is
do.
So hot.
Yeah.
But they waste him because he's not shirtless enough, and he is my favorite underused.
Look, for this year alone, I'm not counting, but let's just say I was counting how many times he was shirtless this year. Let's just say I was counting, okay? But I wasn't. I really wasn't. I mean, it was a total of 15 times. But I'm not saying that's the legit number. I'm just saying that somebody who is watching Days Who Our Lives was counting that, it would have been 15. I wasn't.
Yeah, no. They keep having him in the Dick Van Dyke pajamas and stuff, and it's like, why? Why are you covering up?
Look,
you're covering up Spartacus,
Well, that's true. But no, I mean, in all honesty, I don't know where they thought they were going at with the storyline, but I do agree that hopefully maybe the wedding is going to be the jump off where they're finding their way back to each other. We get a little adventure, we get, something. But for right now, I'm like, okay. Like, yes, we're going back to how it all started between them. Like him fighting, like looking at her, like, her, kind of, giving us that Gabby Hernandez vibe that, like, I'm the woman in charge, da-da-da-da-da. But I don't know.
I feel you. And the other thing that's really annoying me is they're playing the same beat over and over and over again with EJ and Johnny. There needs to be some kind of movement with that. They want us to. They've done a really good job at moving AJ into the Stefano Demira character. He embodies basically Stefano, and they've done a good job with it. But the thing is, Stefano toyed with his kids. He propped his kids up. He challenged his kids, and he demanded that they give him A, respect, and B, that they follow the family plan. That's the one piece that they're dropping the ball with EJ as basically the next Stefano. I
have to agree with you, Anthony. Not to cut you off, but I have to disagree because I think, I think because we forget who his mama is, and we'll talk about that days too.
That was my next.
He has a heart up his sleeve. Yes, he is a demure, but he has his mama's heart on his sleeve. However, with all of this going on with Ava and all this about his mama, I'm going to say maybe 2023 may be the year that we get Dark EJ. Because I've seen it over the course of this year. There's been certain parts where we're seeing Dark, the fact that him and Johnny went toe-to-toe for a little bit. Him and Chad. So he does have his father in him, but it hasn't consumed him yet. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
it's coming now.
It's coming. It's coming. When the darkness finally consumes him, oh, I feel sorry for all y'all in Salem. Oh,
I was kind of hoping at some point that EJ and Ava would spark, but I kind of feel like killing his mom is a deal breaker.
You're not, Rachel. You're among family. Because we said that too. And see, this is the thing.
Yep.
This is the thing. Like you said about Dan, like that man can do that. Him and Tam have chemistry. I caught that too. And it is unfortunate, but at the same time, when they was doing this EJ versus Ava, I remember saying the sad reality is Susan's going to get hurt because Ava's going to be like, something was going to literally explode, no pun intended, between that dynamic to give us that turn on EJ. Because everybody, and then we can talk about the season part, everybody keeps saying how nobody loves EJ unconditionally. Let me remind y'all, his mama loved him through everything. Yes, Sammy, they had that powwow. Nicole and EJ, powwow. EJ and Belle, it was a knock, hit, go away, okay? But the thing is that Susan really loved him. And for him not to have her, I'm just saying. And by the way, Dan, Emmy Real, hi.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I'll also eat my shoe if Susan Banks is dead. So,
and that's my lead up to this. This is going to be the ticket that pushes him over the edge. I don't think Susan's going to end up really dead. There's going to be another sister out there, that nobody ever knew about, or something. Susan is being kept somewhere. I have to believe this because I have always loved the character of Susan with both actresses that played it. And I got to say, when Susan, Stacey, when Stacey came on, when she did her first.
Yeah.
Anthony, you're cutting out.
Anthony?
I'm going to make it mine. I'm cutting out again?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Am I back?
Yeah,
now you're back.
You never left.
Repeat. Well, he kind of faded out, like in and out, so we didn't really hear what you said about Stacey.
When Stacey came on and then we first saw those first scenes of Susan, I thought to myself, okay, girl did her homework, but then decided I'm gonna make this character my own. And she did. And astounded at this point that she still hasn't been nominated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got the Emmys coming up in June. Well, April is when the nominations come out. So, hopefully, but I think Stacey as Susan, let me just say that. Her strength as far as characters between, now we saw her as Sister Mary. Oh, Jesus. We've seen her as Kristen Demera. We've seen her as Susan. We now see, and obviously, let's keep it real. People do the comparisons between OG and new. You're right. Stacey did her homework because Susan is the strong character between those two. And I love her as Kristen Demera, but Susan Banks is really her niche.
I really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say I really thought she also did really well as Sister Mary Mora reading Nicole for Phelps as a slut the other day. That back and forth was amazing. They did solid work together.
That was Anthony?
Yeah, I'm still here. All right, so the only one we haven't heard much from as far as Days is concerned is Nathan. What else you got for us, Nathan?
Well, I do agree with, about Sister Mary Moore putting Nicole in her place. I mean, that was just amazing. And, honestly, Nicole deserved it after what's been going on the past couple of weeks. And I just think that overall, when it comes to Days of Our Lives as a whole, the show is just firing on all cylinders. And I do agree about the relationship between EJ and Susan. It was a relationship, I think, under James Scott, did not get a lot of spotlight, did not get a lot of exposure. But I do think that the one under the current actor plays EJ and Sissy Hajduk, who plays Susan, EJ really loves Susan a lot. And I agree that Susan's not dead. I think she's somewhere being stashed away until the time is right for Ava to reveal her to EJ, and I do think that when that happens, EJ will be very relieved. So, I am enjoying the story on that front too. That's about it.
All right, so I'm just going to take one more poll from all of you guys before we move on. Allie and Chanel. David, you saw it.
I'm just going to say something has to happen with them because they're just floating, and they need to do something. I mean, at least for the LGBTQ plus community, and make them like the next female Sonny and Will, because that they need more to do. And they need more involvement. And right now I don't see much for them, but I want to see more.
So they're not standing out to me real well as a lesbian couple, having lots of friends that are couples like that. And although it was really hot, the three-way scene with Alex to me detracted from them as a lesbian couple. Even though I watched it 3 times. I mean, it was great. But I think they need another woman, maybe even Sloane. I don't know, somebody like how they do with straight couples. There needs to be, another love interest and some jealousy, and so Salem needs another lesbian. That's my feeling, to give them something, I think that would be stronger than having another male in the periphery.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Nathan?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Chanel and Allie, I did expect this to happen to the two of them when they first got together. Days has to do more to showcase them as a couple, as a couple together. And, I thought that maybe after, after the threesome, they would probably show them a little bit more, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So hopefully Days does step up their game when it comes to Chanel and Allie, and unless they do that, if they don't, then I think it's time to break them up. And personally for me, I'd like to see Chanel back with Johnny and not Wendy, and I do miss the chemistry they had together. So I do hope they give Chanel and Allie more of a chance.
So I'm going to say this before we turn it to Candace. First off, I applaud Dave for going for the threesome. I think that was absolutely great. I think the aftermath of it, unfortunately, did not live up to the build up to having the threesome, and the threesome was hot. Rachel said she watched it 3 times. I think I watched it 7. Hot. Sidebar note: I am looking for that moment when Alex and Ben actually meet each other. And Dave, if you don't give me that, I'm going to be so freaking furious. Here's my thing: Allie and Chanel are the same character, and that's why it's not working. They're writing them as the same character. And so there's no juxtaposition to the relationship other than either you're jealous because you're looking at Johnny too much, or, oh, I'm worried Trip is coming back, or, oh, let's have a threesome because there's just nothing interesting about us. And the reason that there's nothing interesting about us is because they're the same character. Go, Candace. I know you must have things to say.
Oh, Candace.
Here's the problem. I was intrigued with Allie and Chanel. But then something happened called Johnny and Chanel. And that's where the focus shifts. Because you're right. It is this is actually a writer's problem with the character of Allie. They don't know how to write Allie. They messed up with Allie. They messed up, and I'm going to tell you when they messed up. They messed up when she revealed she was pregnant when she first came to town. That's how they messed it up. The thing is that when you have somebody who has chemistry with a lot of people, and look, Raven, who is, y'all know that's my girl crush, Pam, 2023. Can we please? I'm just asking. Can we please? It just can that happen? Interview, Raven. Thanks. But the thing is that you're right. You're trying to, because you don't have Sonny and Will. You tried to go ahead with Allie and Chanel. And, yes, here's the thing. It was working, but, again, you didn't do much to flush them out. When they addressed they were going to have Alex be a part of a threesome, that's when everybody was like, okay, which one of these girls is going to turn and go, not turn, like turn sexually, but go and start being with Alex? Because you're really kind of doing a triangle if you was going to go that route. I don't know what they can do. I agree. Maybe they do need a third party. But isn't that what they're kind of doing with Sonny, Will, and Leo? You can't tell the same story. You see what I'm saying? You can't tell the same story. And it's sort of, it is messed up because, I'm going to be real, Dave. This year you kind of really pissed me off with, Craig Leo, the Nancy Clyde, Sonny Will, what you're doing with Leo and Sonny, Allie and Chanel. I'm like, okay, Dave, this is why I love you, because you understand that representation matters. But you have to showcase why it's important, and you have to understand that I get it. I totally get it, but you need to do something. And I don't know.
And this is really far-fetched, but what I instead, since you brought up Sonny and Leo, it's just, that is never going to be as great as Gregory Hart is. He is phenomenally fabulous. As great as he is, the audience is never going to buy a full redemption for him. Period, point blank. The audience loves Sonny. So if you really wanted to do something like that, it should have been a botched Dr. Roth experiment. And when Stefan woke up, he should have been like, oh, I think I'm gay. Sonny, hey, how you doing, bro? That is, if you wanted to put, the fact that we're not going to have a Will on screen full time, if you wanted to throw a wrench into that relationship, then you should have come at it from somewhere completely that would have shocked the audience. We're watching this and we're like, no, it just doesn't work. And it's not going to work.
Well, they were trying to do the shock value with Craig and Leo. Let's be real for a second. And I think that
was a flop.
Right, that was the big right, because and look, I said this, and we'll talk. We talk about these things. Is you could have told a story about coming out late in life. It happened. I have friends who came out. One came out just recently who was like, 47 years old. Yeah, 47 years old. And I'm saying you could have told us a great story. The way it was done, I don't know. Yeah. And like I said, I'm not feeling this story with Leo and Sonny because it's just, yeah.
If anything, they should have asked Craig. Lord, I don't know what's up with me and names today, but they should have asked Craig to stay longer and given at least the beginning of the redemption between Leo and Craig. Those last couple of scenes with them in the restaurant, that could have been believable if they kept him around for a little longer and played that beat. And I hate to say it, but what's the matter with Sonny being alone for a couple months? We all do it at certain points in time in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I just don't get why they're making it, and yeah, Zach Tinker and Greg Ricard. Look, let's be real for a second. Young and the Rustlers fans, we know that they have chemistry. They played nephew and uncle, Young and the Rustlers, okay? So on This Not Live, and I get it, but at the same time, me as a fan who's been watching the show, I remember everything Leo did to Sonny.
Exactly.
And that's why I can't buy this. I can't. It's like them glazing into each other's eyes and doing touching hands. And it's like, so y'all about to go ahead and do this. Okay. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you, I'm part of the LGBTQ community and all the rest of the rainbow colors that have been added recently. I'm going to tell you this. Ain't a gay man on this planet who experienced what Sonny experienced with Leo who's suddenly going to be like, oh, he's my prince. No,
that can't
happen. Not gonna happen. But okay, it's Greg Ricard and it's Zach Tinker. Very, very good to watch. So, I'm not going to turn it off, but it's just not. It's not doing it.
But you're not going to buy it either.
If you want to fill the LGBTQ space, if you want to continue to be the leading, yes, we've got Mariah and Tess. Thank you so much. Lord knows what they're doing with the LGBTQs on General Hospital. I don't think there's anyone left, but if you want to continue, then bring in a new character. Bring in someone.
You have to do that. All you got to do is get me Paul and Andrew and call it a day. I understand Christopher Shaw may not be available for a time, but hey, still show me them.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Any final thoughts on Days before we move to Port Charles?
Let's see. Oh, what's her name? Gwen.
Lord Jesus. We almost hit
Emily O'Brien.
We made it almost.
Yeah, Emily O'Brien. Yeah.
The railroad crossing.
What was that?
Okay, I'm gonna say this then. I was such a Xander and Sarah fan, but my God, I'd rather just go back with Gwen. Just put him back with Gwen. Go ahead, girl.
You are?
I'm not.
No more fun together.
Xander and Gwen?
Nathan.
Yeah.
No to Xander and Gwen. Sorry.
All right. Rachel?
Say again?
Rachel, Xander and Gwen.
I like their vibe. He likes more his speed. I like Xander with anybody. He's another one with chemistry. Leo's got a crush on him. Everybody has a crush on him. But I feel like Gwen is more his speed, but then Sarah makes him a better man. But I don't know if I want him to be a better man. I kind of like him bad.
I hate to say it, but that's my drive too. He's boring as a better man. He needs that dynamic. Now, our cleanup girl, our Candy Poo, go ahead, girl.
I've been saying on this show and other platforms that Days of Our Lives is going to make you like Gwen. And so far, they've kind of done a good job. When they put Gwen with Xander, I'm sounding like I'm on a TV show, okay, or even the news, okay? When they put her with Xander, there's a reason, because they are cut from the same cloth, in a sense. She understands him, and he understands her, because that's what they were supposed to do with Jake and Gwen, for those who remember.
Mm-hmm.
This go around with Sarah and Xander, and I'm sorry, Xander, Sarah, y'all know I'm with y'all, but can we be truthful? Let's have our kumbaya moment. It's not there anymore.
Nope.
It's not there anymore. This whole thing about Sarah wanting Xander to be a better man, I mean, look, we tried that. We tried that with him. And it didn't really work out, did it? So my whole thing is that if Sarah can't accept Xander, but Gwen can, then that's where the money is. Gwen and Xander. And the fact that Xander is cool with Gwen's daddy, that's an added bonus. Sarah wants fairy tale. And I understand where Sarah's coming from, but Xander can't be. He's a wild animal. You can't keep a wild animal down. He's going to go back to his natural habits, and that's that's real talk. Again, it's the writing. It's the writing for Sarah and Xander. That's like really just like wow, like so. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, last question about Days. And let us take a 20-second moment of silence for John Aniston, who, that one of the greats. So 20 seconds, hold off.
Hold off.
All right, that was probably about 16 seconds, but we,
Okay, and one more, Anthony. Anthony, one more. For Robert Clary, who started it all.
Yeah. So who's going to fill that power vacuum? What do we think is coming once that finally hits? And let's stop. Yeah.
Oh, and we did forget to mention something.
What?
That on December 26th, there will be a special tribute to John Aniston on Days.
Well, wait a minute. I want to correct this because a lot of people was confused with this. So December 26th is John Aniston's last day's appearance that he filmed in February.
Yep.
Okay.
That's his last.
After that, after Days goes off, they're going to have a sit down, sort of like a little, like how they did with Jeannie Cooper and stuff like that.
And
but
with
on
Christoph
Days,
too, right?
Yeah. But on Days of Our Lives,
it's his last.
It's his last air date. But
his last air date.
But they haven't addressed what's probably going to happen to Victor Kiriakis on Days because right now I think they're taping April, May, or maybe June.
I believe, they're around there.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something real quick. That's going to be the hardest right there. Because in my mind, I already think I know how they're going to handle that. This still feels weird. John Aniston's not with us anymore. Damn it.
It does.
Yeah, it really does.
He had everything. He was a gorgeous man. He had great timing. He was a great actor. He was just as good in the comedic moments as he was in the dramatic moments. He commanded. And you can't even say it was because he was on Days for almost 40 years. Or what is it, Candace? 42 years?
If we're going to count his first character, he was on Days, and then, you played 2 characters on Days of Our Lives.
That's right.
So let's say over 40 years.
Yeah.
Over 40 years that dedicated to Days of Our Lives.
Right.
Excuse me.
But, he just had commanding. It didn't matter what the scene was. You couldn't keep your eyes on
Oh, my
him,
God.
period, no matter what the scene was. So, John, may your journey be beautiful, and you will forever be remembered.
Amen. He was. I have to tell you. I do have to tell you that my first inkling of watching John is with my mom, and he was on Search for Tomorrow at the time. And my mother couldn't take her eyes off of him. That's how magnetic he was to her.
That's how magnetic he was to scores and scores and scores of women and lots of little gay boys for a very, very long time. All right, who wants to start us off on General Hospital?
I'll do
it. Oh, go ahead, Nathan.
Okay.
By all means.
Nathan.
By all means. Go for it, Nathan.
By all means, Nathan.
Okay, here we go. General Hospital, and this is a spoiler. So if any of you are listening who have not seen General Hospital today, give you a heads up. This is a warning. This is a spoiler. But unfortunately, the Hook Killer has claimed its next victim, or two victims, shall I say. One of them is a civilian, and the other one, unfortunately, is Rory, Officer Rory of General Hospital. I will not miss that character at all. Nope. Nope.
He was a seat filler for Nicholas. Come on.
Can I go next one? This one, because I'm just really I'm really sad about this. I'm really hurt. I'm hurt. You guys, I really am actually in tears.
Go ahead, girl.
I'm in tears about this because, first and foremost, rest in peace, Rory. I know that you really did love Trina, even though she didn't, she cared about you, but she didn't love you. But you know what I meant. And also, you was one of the good cops in Port Charles. We need some good cops in Port Charles because Chase can't be a cop anymore. Thanks, Brooklyn.
Yep, thanks, Brooklyn.
I've never known a serial killer who took holiday breaks, took vacations. The insurance plan must not be working. GH, the tragic thing is, look, Michael is the actor's name, correct? Michael?
Michael Blake Cruz.
Michael, yeah. We knew that he was leaving the show when it was announced he was doing other projects. By the way, he's in Wakanda Forever. Shout out to him for that. But the sad thing is we kind of expected Roy to be a victim. I know some people wanted him to be the serial killer, and I kept saying, how would that be a big impact on the show if he was the serial killer? Because in all honesty, he's still a fresh character, right?
Yeah.
So when they said he was, I've literally been saying those who are leaving the show already announced that they were leaving the show, so you kind of put two and two together that they want to be claimed, But this goes back to the fact that you said the civilian was a jury member on Trina's trial. Yeah, hardcore GH fan right here, okay. And
that
was
Candace, the person they found?
Yeah.
In that room, that was a jury member?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So this goes back to something we talked about is whoever the killers, because obviously Esme is a red herring, so there's another serial killer out there, has to be connected to, at first, Sonny, Trina, and Spencer. Well, we now can take Sonny out the picture. And now it's between Spencer and Trina. I'm going to tell you something, General Hospital. Sadly, because most of your storylines have failed this year. Let me say this, failed this year. This has to be your saving grace. Because if we don't find out in the next couple of days who this killer is, and when I say killer, like, you better have a plan instead of faking on like a fling, because you did that with somebody else too. This story is your make or break, and I constantly say it all the time. You had make or breaks this year, and they all failed. Yes, some of them was interesting. They were. But this serial killer storyline, I mean, okay, Brando died. You hooked Ava. You almost hooked Nicholas. Who else you got? You almost got Joss.
Diane.
Diane. And
Diane.
Then you took a break. And poor Charles, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. A serial killer's on the loose, and y'all still acting like it's like 1999, y'all partying all the time. Like, really? Okay. At least
no one can see it
seriously.
So can we go around and everybody take a guess at who they think it is?
It's
I'm going to start this off, actually.
It's Candace.
Because I have seen a lot of theories online, and I'm going to say this right now. I'm kind of basically, except for one storyline, I'm basically agreeing with Candace that everything that they put out there has basically failed. Everything they put out there had us on the edge of our seats at one point. We were so involved. We were so invested. And GH is my number one. I've been watching it since I'm 3 years old. So, I don't say this because I just want to bash the show. But basically, they have all failed. We'll talk about Elizabeth and all that in a little while. But if there is a twin, and it is Esme's twin, I'm filing the divorce papers. Don't try to take – this is one of our gags, Rachel and Nathan. Don't try to take me to therapy. I've seen the counsel last year. I've seen the counsel 3 years ago. I'm done. I'm filing my divorce papers, and I'm done. It better not be a twin. My working theory at the moment is it's actually Trina. All right, Candace, you're up.
Hi, I'm Candace.
I know you're saying.
I'm a co-host of Take Two Radio. I'm also a fan of General Hospital. Here's my thing, GH. Come with me, GH. Okay, we knew it was Esme, the first one. We knew that. We're not stupid. But you decided that you was like, we're going to trick the fans. Okay. If it's not Olivia Jerome or Heather, because it's got to be somebody that you're trying to bring back to the canvas to give more in-depth storyline and all that stuff so you can bring in more characters. Well,
Heather can't be the killer.
Well, here's the thing, though. That's what people said about her being her mama. Well, look how well that turned out.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
No, I got to say,
saying.
Real quick, sidebar, were those scenes between Allie and John Lindstrom, were they not
they were giving
fire?
Me fire. They were giving me fire.
Oh, my God.
But here's the thing.
I want them to break out, and I want them to go on a month-long spree of just havoc. They were
but Anthony, as much as they were fire, sadly, GH, you played right into what we all talked about. You did it again this year.
Yep.
So here's the thing about the serial killer. I don't think General Hospital knows who the serial killer is, to be honest. I thought about Trina. I really did. But to me, see, this is the thing. Right now, Spencer and Trina are hot. They hot. Did y'all see that photo when it dropped?
They're their big item.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was like the surprise that was like,
Candace, it's either got to be Trina or Cameron Weber. Those are the only two that will really have any kind of
influence. I have one.
Who?
Okay. Now, Nathan and Rachel, I don't know if you heard mine, but I think let's go back. I'm going with Assistant DA Jennifer Arden.
That is exactly who I think it is. I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
me too.
That's a good.
because
that's
everything around the trial, she's so butthurt that she didn't get to convict Trina, and she's taken out everybody who ruined her case. That, you know, I agree. And somebody did this freeze frame when Nicholas got attacked at his house, and I can't remember where I saw it. And there was a split second where you could kind of see her face, and she has this really kind of squarish jawline, still a woman, but kind of squarish. And then they put a picture up of the ADA, and over and above that, because they could have used an extra in it, but she's the only one that makes sense, who's completely disposable and can go down for it. And we know she's a piece of crap because she's working with Victor.
Okay, so let me ask a question. I'm going to ask this honest question.
Wait, let's get Nathan's pick real quick, and then go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Rachel. I do think it's the ADA. I mean, she wanted to convict Trina so bad. I also think that she also wanted to convict Anna so bad too. But with Trina, after what happened with Trina's trial, and also Anna being on the run, you know, right now the ADA is, I think, livid that she has not been able to be successful in going after both of them. So why not go after, you know, Brando, now Roy, and a couple others as the hook killer? So it would make total sense for the ADA to be the hook killer in the end. But if there is a cop-out, I will not be shocked at all, and it will not surprise me at all, because as we all know, General Hospital is like the Dallas Cowboys of the soap operas. They will never let you down. They are the accident always waiting to happen, and it's the same old ish, different day. So, you know, I think overall it's the ADA. But if it's not, and it was a cop out, then hey, it's not going to surprise me at all. But I'm already divorced from General Hospital, so there you go.
All right, and I'm going to say this real quick, Candace, and then ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know, here's the deal. They're doing, this is Nell 2.0 all over again with Esme. They gave her a baby because they're going to try to redeem her. Somebody's going to feel bad for her. They're going to give her baby back. Whatever machinations end up happening, it's going to be a wild ride. Oh, my God, Heather and Ryan are your parents, but you don't have to be that, blah, 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 blah. This is Nell 2.0. Obviously, it's not Esme. If it is an Esme twin, I'm done. All right, Candace, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. And the last point is, Cameron realizing that he's losing Josh, you know, his life has been filled with nothing but drama. That would be a good twist and turn in this storyline. But I do agree. I think that the ADA is a really, really good choice as well. All right, go ahead, Candace.
Here's my thing. If it's the ADA, I'm going to be mad at General Hospital. Because to me, this is Paul Horsey all over again with a general homicide. Yeah,
yes, because that was ridiculous. Because they changed
so bad.
it.
I hated that.
He had alibis for like 3 of the murders.
Well, this is my problem. In all honesty, in 6 months, are we even going to care about this storyline? I'm just being honest here, because this is the problem. GH, you're doing stuff. If you want to make okay, I'm not going to talk about the Loving murders. I'm not going to do it. But what I will talk about...
serial killer storyline ever!
Wait a minute, I just want to say, hey, Scream. I want to say something to the Scream franchise. Y'all are biting hard off of the Loving murders and going to the city like that. I'm not saying anything else. But some of y'all need to read the new franchise about Scream and the backstory about it. I'm just saying, ABC called and wanted me to tell y'all, stop it. Okay, back to General Hospital. The problem is General Hospital is you set up storylines that could and should be making an impact on your show. People weren't sad that Brando died. I mean, some people did, but not everybody. Okay, no offense to the jury or to Rory, that rhymed, but not everybody's going to care, right? Now, if you're going to say it's the assistant DA, no offense, honey, I don't know you like that. You're not, like, important on my radar. But to me, this ain't going to fly. This storyline, just like Elizabeth's storyline, just like the Nixon fallout, just just like the Marshall Curtis cello, all that stuff, it didn't fly. It sunk. And with Esme, here's the thing, boom. Okay, we knew that you were going to give her a legacy parent once she said, I was adopted. And then you tried to make, you couldn't make this character more interesting. Actress Avery is a great actress. I like her. Yes. But the character of Esme, y'all just didn't, like, she lost something. Just like, I was going to say Cutter, but I know that's not that boy's name. Cody. Thank you.
Cody.
You couldn't write these characters separate and give them their own identity. What did you do? You did the thing you constantly do. In order to make these characters work, you connect them to characters that we, the fans, like. Austin is connected to the Quartermaines. Who doesn't like the Quartermaines? Then you got Cody, who's related to Dominique and all that, and Mac. Who doesn't like Mac Scorpio? Then you got Esme coming from two crazy cuckoos. Mm-hmm. We love Heather, we love Ryan, but come on now, like this is too much. Y'all need to stop.
I'm sorry, but okay. Yeah, no, I'm actually, I will say this. I am actually loving that they are her parents. However, how we got here, it should have been Felicia. It should have been Felicia.
But you know why they didn't do that, Anthony. Anthony, you know why they didn't do that. You know that this was a second again. And not to cut you off, but you know that Dan and Chris saw everything that was being said on social media about how Felicia, if Felicia was that girl's mother, how they were going to retcon a lot of stuff that you, again, longtime GH fans, you remember Felicia did have amnesia, but the timeline would not match up for Esme to be born. The other thing, that's how we got that little scene.
Not with the amnesia, but it did when she took herself out and went to be with her grandmother Mariah in Texas. They the way they rewrite this over and over again, they could have made it work, honestly.
Anthony, but but you can't see. Here's the thing: their problem, and I'm gonna be honest, GH, your problem is you're retconning your own retcons to your retcons. Yeah, and it's retconning me crazy.
Yeah, it's so confusing.
Because
you confuse us to the point where we don't know what's reality anymore. Why don't you just bring back into the alien and solve this mystery?
Right, like you honestly expect me, like that scene. I always bring it up. When Felicia asked Mac that question, and I said on the show, on here, I said, I see what you just did, GH. You just went in another direction, and you're about to have Cody be Mac's kid. They took the stuff off of, with Felicia being Ryan and, all that to Mac and Cody and Dominique. I'm like, yo, GH, stop. It worked back in the day. Yes, with Carly being Bobby's child. Lord, that storyline. Ow! You ate that.
Blew us all out of the water.
I mean, Sky being Alan's kid. Okay, you did some things here, but that's fine. I still bought it. It's a different time, and it's just, oh, God, I can't with GH. How do you do this, GH?
She figured it all out by one murder charm on a friggin' chain. Are you kidding me?
They always will let you down, don't they?
Am
I correct in that we have 3 simultaneous secret kid storylines happening right now?
Yes.
Because yes, you are.
We got Cody, and then we've got Esme, and then we've got Willow, who could honestly, I hope the leukemia takes her because I'm tired of her. But I actually kind of want her to die and then Carly take all the blame for it just for fun. I'm not a big Willow fan, but so we have 3 secret kids.
I'm giving you oxygen. I'm sending an oxygen tank right now.
I'm going to say something right now.
We're going to repeat plots and then we're going to triple down.
Okay.
Carly.
Okay. I have to say this to everybody out there on social media who is doing the whole Carly blah blah blah. What did you expect? I mean, yes, she had moments in Florida. She had Eat, Pray, Love, and now she's now she is a Spencer. If anything, she should have been a Benson. I'm sorry, but I was voting for Benson. But yes, okay, she had all, but it's Carly. What do you mean you're surprised? And she's. This is exactly who she's always been. This is the thing that soap operas. Hold up. This is the thing that soap operas. Oh my God! Exactly. Thank you. The whole battle with Robin.
She's a repeat offender.
Yes.
Yeah. She's a repeat offender.
When you try to redeem too many people, and I love Ava, so I'm gonna have to stay with the Ava redeemed because I just don't want to see Ava go. But when you try to redeem too many characters, then there's no through line anymore. So this is who Carly has always been. But I think before we delve into this, I do think we need to go a good round on the whole Elizabeth 25th anniversary storyline because Lord have mercy, they went in 17 directions before they finally got to the point of it all. And I am so sorry. I love Michael Easton. I do. I love him as John. I thought he did okay as Silas, but Lord have mercy, it's time to let him go. Wrote a whole storyline just to keep him damn relevant. And I'm sorry, it's time to let him go. This was the worst reveal for Elizabeth's 25th anniversary storyline that I would have been better with it if she had DID, and I'm over DID storylines, but I would have been more down with it. The only thing that might redeem this all is if the pressure was too much and Cam finally snapped and he became the hook killer. Now, having said that, I'm sorry, GH, you dropped the ball yet again, that nobody mentioned Hayden in none of these diatribes. Finn had his moment with Jeff Weber. Elizabeth had her moment with Jeff Weber. And Crazy
Elizabeth
had a moment with
her. Elizabeth mentioned her to Jeff.
For a second. And Finn was right there. I mean, come on. GH, we waited so long for this. And we got on board, even after she burned down the studio and didn't know why she did it. We got on board. What happened to the fact she was being haunted? Oh, she was haunting herself. Okay. We have bought everything that you have given us, and this was the turnout. Elizabeth accidentally knocked Rachel down the stairs, and then she got the Woodman's disease or whatever the hell it's called. Blackwood. Come on. Yeah, Blackwoods, Woodsman's. It was the hunter from Snow White. He cut off someone's heart. Rachel will be back next week. I think we'll get Rachel back on campus before we get Hayden back on campus. Oh, by the way, you're not checking in. Hayden, wherever you are in the world, you're not Googling. You don't know that Nicholas is back. You don't know that it is completely safe for you to come back and see your daughter? Come on, GH. All right, I'm sorry.
Well,
at least once a show, I have one of these moments, Rachel and Nathan. I apologize because I love GH, and they do get so many things right at times. But when it all starts to go wrong, like it is right now, I get so emotional.
It
is. Candace, help me. Give me some therapy, Candace.
As I drank this bottle of wine, here's the thing. GH, you had one assignment. Was you knew that this year marked Rebecca Herbst's 25th anniversary. You also knew that for a year and 5 months, you was trolling the fans regarding what was wrong with Elizabeth after Franco died. DID, you had us thinking she had a nervous breakdown, that her drugs was tampered, people was playing mind games, all that jazz. You kept saying and bringing up Stephen Lars, who's still in jail, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Weber, who's in California with her kid that she had with Lucky Spencer. I guess I made that up. And then you go ahead
in the mix just to give us a little whatever.
Right.
But I do like it.
But the biggest thing was October/November of last year when you said, GH, that her parents came into Jake's social media and was talking to him. We kept saying, nah, ain't going to happen, y'all. Ain't going to happen. And then it did happen when you made the surprise announcement. And we was all like, oh, my God, we're going to get the scene. We're going to get the scene because if Elizabeth doesn't rail out. But the thing is, backtrack, you started having flashbacks to that fall when Peter died. Well, allegedly died the first time around. And she drew the picture, and we was like, you know, okay, who is this woman? Then you made it Finn's wife. It was like,
Mulan.
wait a minute, hold
up. It was Mulan.
Like,
I'm sorry, Rachel.
Like, wait a minute, hold up now. But then you give us the parent scene and loved it and everything like that. But when you made this about Finn and his wife, GH, you took something that we, the fans, have been waiting, if not 25 years, 20 years, if not 2015, if not 10, 5 months.
Yep.
And you made this into a storyline that made no sense whatsoever. I feel bad.
You know what, Candace?
Yeah.
I was just going to say real quick, they do this to Liz. They disservice Becky. Remember her rapist story.
That's what it is.
When they
hate Liz.
When they brought back the whole rape thing, and it was supposed to be like her big epiphany, and it turned into a story for Franco, and
about
they dragged Sonny into it.
Mm-hmm.
But they also dragged Sonny into it for no reason. Like, she can't have her own story.
My thing is that this was the moment, because here's the thing. August 1st, I've been that girl's fan. Like, that was my Lizzie. That was my Lizzie Tizzy. That was my Elizabeth. That was my, you know, like we've been through it, right? But my thing is that General Hospital knew how important this was. The fact that for 25 years, this girl was abandoned by her own parents through a rape, the loss of her loved ones, the returns of her loved ones who back from the dead, weddings, births, and everything like that. And that Monday, that Tuesday, some good moments. Emmy real worthy. But when you made this Finn heavy, it's like, who cares? That first and foremost, you made and I'm going to say this, GH, you did a really good job of ruining the Webbers, because I'm taking it all the way back because this storyline started to trigger me remembering what they did with Laura. Okay?
Thank you, because Jeff was in town for how long, and he didn't run into nobody else.
Hold on.
Bobby ain't had nothing to say to him. Laura ain't had nothing to say to him. Come on! And Monica, I'm sorry. You know, bring Leslie back. They couldn't even bring her back for Thanksgiving.
Hold on. Let me just say this. Hold on, Anthony. Wait a minute. But hold on. Let me say this. Because to me, yes, we could have done the Monica stuff later. But right now, this was a payoff for those who've been waiting to see Elizabeth with her parents. Because every time General Hospital, you have a new character, you have no problem but bringing on their parents versus somebody that's been there who is also your heart and soul of the show, who is a part of the first series of General Hospital. Okay?
Yep.
You literally could not have done this. And the fact that you went ahead and you made Jeff another cheater is bad enough. Yeah, you had him cheat on his wife with hate for hating to be born.
Yeah,
okay?
With
But then I'm going to take it even a step further. GH, you ruined the mother. You ruined the mother. We never met this lady. And you ruined her character and made her a psychotic. And I was going to cuss just now, but I realized we have youngins that's listening to the show. So hi, kids. So Miss Candace is going to say psycho witch. Okay? by brainwashing Elizabeth. Who are you, a Cassadine? I'm like, what the heck? To the point, yes, good acting, yes, all the way around. But it failed. I now understand why Becky said in the podcast, I don't know what they want me to do. Because clearly they don't know what to do.
They don't. And here's the thing. They know. They fired her. And we got her back on. So they know how much of us out here care about this character. They know what we're looking for, and now they're finding the next way to destroy it. They hate Elizabeth. There is no other conclusion that you can draw at this point. They hate her, and they want to finally get rid of her at some point. Now this whole Nicholas, I'm pretending to be the oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on my soul. Lord have mercy on my soul. All right, let me see. Let me do a time check. All right,
5 minutes.
Real quick. The one thing that I think that they have right is the Martin, Valentine, Anna Caper on the run, the reveal that Lucy is, because that was another one. My divorce papers, they're drawn up. My signatures is on them. I just haven't filed them, because if Lucy was really dead, also, I'm out. I liked having Holly back. Could have done so much more with that, but I do think that this part is the only thing that they have going right with them right now. All right, Candace,
that was good.
Go ahead, girl.
Okay, yeah, the Holly stuff, good, because it went somewhere. I thought it was going to go somewhere else, but I like it. I love the fact that they used their vets, Lucy, mixture with Martin Gray, Valentine, Anna, and Felicia giving me the 80s, 90s vibe. That worked.
Yep.
The Spencer and Trina stuff is like, look.
New wave.
Spencer Uncles, which is coming soon to Hulu. I saw the little banner, seeing how all of them, like, I really enjoyed it. See, that's what I'm talking about. GH, like, seriously, do y'all have a lot of different writers on y'all show? Because some storylines, just like Young and the Russells was earlier this year, some storylines are working. And some is making me scratch my head. Like the whole, now you wait until Britt is going to be, that you start hanging Austin around. Really?
Mm-hmm. I know that point.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
The whole Joss and Dax thing. Look, Joss, you are your mother's child. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
And it's like, come on now. With Cameron, baby, you are your mother's child. You are, but you can be like your daddy at the same time. And I really don't want him to be the. I really don't want him to be the killer.
Daddy, remember? Yep.
Yeah, I know, because Chad should have been nominated for a Best Guest Performer, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Hi, Chad, by the way, if you're listening. Let's see. The Brooklyn and Chase stuff.
Liesl Ulbrich, a.k.a. Kathleen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Liesl. Oh, my God.
That was.
And I mean, and you got Britt and Brad, you know, like, that's, see, like, and we all know, because Kelly is, you know, obviously she's leaving the show and stuff like that. But it's like, y'all waited until now to start doing some things. Like I said, the Chase in Brooklyn stuff. I'm sorry, fans who've been, I was hoping, but I'm officially done with that. Give me Chase and Sasha. Let me see, Willow. The whole Nina, Willow, all that stuff. I mean, look, can we just call it a day? Let the girl find out she's Nina's child, and that's it, because I'm over it.
I'm sorry. I'm
with bring
Rachel.
back Lucky
David,
Spencer.
Please forgive me when I say this, but I'm with Rachel. Kill her off, and let's play with the aftermath. I was so on board with Nina and Sonny. I gave it a chance. I really did. I liked their chemistry. I bucked up against all those fans out there that wanted to, like, literally knife me. I gave it, but I am so done. They have destroyed the character of Nina. They have destroyed her. I'm so done. Let Willow die. Let Nina finally go, like, completely psycho. Right? Get her up off the canvas. Done. Be done. Don't put her back with Carly, though. But, yeah, no. So done. So done with all that.
I tweeted the other day that I thought that how weird that Nina Sonny thing would be if Michelle Stafford was still in the role. It would never work.
It would not. It would not have worked at all.
Nope.
Hey, wait a minute, Nathan and Rachel. It would have worked if it was Jason and Ava, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it would.
Because you know that's what was supposed to happen, right?
That.
Jason
and Ava.
Ava, remember when Ava saw Patient 6?
Yeah.
And they was kind of going that way where Jason.
Yeah.
And then they was like, oh, well, we can't do that. Let's try with Sonny and Nina. You know, I'm just saying. GH, that's another thing you got a problem with.
Mara West is another one that has chemistry with anybody.
Hold on.
Absolutely, but the cat came out of the bag a couple of months ago. The original storyline was Sonny was supposed to come back to Port Charles, still not remembering, and it was going to be the reverse Sonny Jason storyline. And I think Sonny Nina would have made a lot more sense if he didn't have his memory back. Once he got his memory back, that storyline should have been shot to hell. So Sonny and Joss is not wrong. And Michael is not wrong, although what they're doing with Michael also, they must hate him. They must hate Michael also. Because they just keep changing his character up, back and forth. I'm a good guy, I'm a mean bastard. I'm a good guy, I'm a mean bastard.
No, the best is I'm going to make Russell's name a good name.
What happened?
I'm like, I said when Michael said, I'm going to make the Corrupto's name a good name. Sweetie, you're a Quartermain. Somewhere.
I know.
We got to end it.
Exactly.
I know. Oh. I mean, look at how the time flew. Pam, I hope you feel better. Thank you for letting me helm the show tonight. Everybody have the happiest of happy holidays. This is our last show for December, but we will be back early in January with, all of us. This is your Take Two Radio soap. We love you, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Support the soaps in 2023, baby.
Have a good night. Thank you for having me.
Good night, all.
Thanks. Good night.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.